Yes. When you wake up and you feel like you need a little up, when you're down and out and you need to get a little higher. If you feel like you need a blessing and you feel a little high today, welcome to the church of Cali High. Cali High. Cali High.
Welcome to Cali High episode 58. I'm your host Chenzo Nico, and this week my guest is Adam Gross, Vice President of Ineffable Records. Ineffable Records is a reggae label with the world's leading artists in the field such as Stick Figure, Collie Buddz, Surfer Girl, DENM, The Dirty Heads, and many more. Gross was fortunate enough to join the company in 2019, just as Stick Figure was about to release World on Fire, which Adam was able to parlay into one of the biggest hits of the modern genre. We talk about the record business, developing artists, as well as putting artists together in collabs to expand audiences. Gross relates some of his more memorable moments from festivals and concerts and talks about some of Ineffable's new artists. Stay tuned for an enlightening interview. Cali High is stoked and blessed to be here with Adam Gross, Vice President of Ineffable Records. Adam, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you, man.
See you.
So, why don't you give us a little bit about your background, where you grew up?
I grew up originally in New York City. Was there for first, 19 years of life, and then I went to Northwestern, right outside of Chicago, and then I've been in the Bay Area now for 4 years.
Cool. And you also play a little music, I noticed?
Yeah, not as much anymore, but definitely a lot, especially like in high school.
Yeah. So tell us the story of how you got involved with Ineffable Records.
Yeah, so originally it was Ineffable Music Group, which was a company that had a management business, meaning managed artists, so you oversee kind of all aspects of their careers, and then a festival business, Levitate Music Festival. We were involved with Cali Roots, not we yet, I wasn't there at the time, here at the time, and then venue business, so being the exclusive promoters and owning and operating a bunch of venues, mainly in California and other parts of the country. And at the time, Ineffable was doing all of its management clients' releases in-house. So typically, the manager or an artist would have a label outside that would oversee the release of the music, and management would oversee everything. A label would be just doing the releases of music. But instead, Ineffable was kind of like trying to make sure that their artists, had full ownership of everything, and had full control over it all, and were able to monetize it for themselves and not have any other kind of middle people involved. They were kind of just handling all the releases in-house, which kind of led to, what happened with me, where I was just sending kind of cold pitch emails to Thomas, who's the president of the company, and just about different things I thought I could do, like when I was in college. And from there, we kind of, he's like, all right, well, we have this song coming out from Stick Figure called World on Fire, and it's coming out this June. Try doing all these things that you're talking about trying to do, and let's kind of do this trial process. And so from there, one thing led to another, and over time we kind of got to this place where I was overseeing all of our management clients' music releases in-house for them, for those clients, so they could kind of still have full ownership of everything but still get that service. And from that process, and realizing we were able to really move the needle for our clients, we decided to launch Ineffable Records to basically serve as a home to artists that we don't necessarily manage, and be able to kind of keep growing and helping artists reach their audiences and grow their fan bases, but with a label model that we as managers would feel comfortable signing to, kind of going at it from the manager perspective, knowing all sorts of different types of label deals that exist. Some of them are solid and some of them are not. And just kind of creating something that was built around, really digging in and making sure that we're focused on moving the needle, growing your fan base, and helping you feel like, able to put money in your pocket over the long run on your music. Because, I think streaming, it's kind of similar to real estate. Sounds weird, but in that, if you have, if you have a record and you're making X amount of dollars a month from it, if you're making $1,000 a month from it, you have this record that says, hey, I'm making $1,000 a month from this song, or $10,000, or whatever that number is. You could get loans out against it. You can do all sorts of things just knowing that you have that monthly thing coming in, that passive income. So it's so important for artists to be able to own their masters and to be able to recoup in a reasonable amount of time and be in a position where they're going at it in that direction.
Was World on Fire the first single that you got involved with, and how you entered into the biz? Yeah, what a great song. I think I was very lucky. Yeah. First heard that on Maui. So who is Ineffable Records besides yourself, of course?
Who is Ineffable Records? Well, so I think the thing about Ineffable Records is because we have the Ineffable Music Group overall company, there's all sorts of people that are part of Ineffable Music Group who don't full-time work on the label, who help the label with different things. So a lot of different people who help out with different pieces, from our in-house design team of Anthony and Spencer, who also help with other parts of the business, to my partner Matt, who kind of oversees the finances and operations of the overall company, to things that come in through Thomas's relationships or Igor's relationships or Marina's relationships, or whomever things kind of funnel through and in different ways, and then kind of comes over, or something that I bring in, or people send things to me, and then from there I have Jay, who's kind of my right hand man, who runs the label operations, who's kind of full time on the label side. And kind of keeps everything rolling and making sure that everything's happening, as it needs to be, according to plan and within the time frames that they're supposed to be.
That's cool. So how does Ineffable make money, and then how does an Ineffable artist make money?
Yeah, so again, Ineffable as an overall company, Ineffable Music Group, makes money in a variety of ways, from management, where you're collecting commissions, to the live businesses and the festival businesses, which ticket sales, and
you promote your own shows.
Well, we promote all sorts of shows that are our clients and not our clients, right? So we own and operate a number of venues, and we book a number of venues, like I don't know the number, 7 or 8 venues. So that's all sorts of national touring acts that are coming through that sometimes are our own clients too. So just like how any venue would make business or make money, or a promoter. And then the label side specifically, again, which is the part that I'm focused on, in addition to helping our management clients, basically makes money from the profits off of exclusive licensing deals. So what we do is we do exclusive licensing deals when an artist owns their masters, where they keep their publishing, where they own all their copyrights, and we put up some money for marketing or for certain expenses, in addition to all the internal resources and time and everything that we're doing as well. And as soon as that's kind of recouped, then there's some sort of deal with the artist where they're getting X percent and we're getting X percent. But we don't profit a dollar until the artist is also profiting, so that we're kind of so that we're completely aligned on everything.
Yeah. So, and then you put your artists together for certain collabs at times?
Yeah. Collabs are definitely a huge part of what we do, and kind of the A&R process is one of those enjoyable parts of what I do, because I get to kind of use that creative thing, both finding the artist, but also, here's a demo, and I think, hey, there's a songwriter that made this record. It could be a great record for this artist, and then this producer could get on it, and this feature can get on it, and just like the actual creation of the record. Hey, you should go to Nashville and write with this person, or you should go to LA and write with this person, or that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the collabs are a big part of that, because it's about thinking about like, how can we make this song even better than it is already? Mm-hmm. And who can we put on it where we can like tap into their fan base, because their fan base is going to like it, and kind of acquire new artists. So it's definitely, a huge part about what we do. And also kind of, I think the right way to go about it as an artist, because like, it shouldn't be about competing with other artists. It should be about everybody growing together and utilizing this audience to help you, and you then in turn are going to utilize that audience to help the other person. And it just kind of all, flows like together.
A Venn diagram of audiences coming together. Yep. Yeah, that's really
Absolutely.
Cool. So who are some of your new artists that you've signed recently?
In terms of recently signed, we have Mahali, who's the front man of the jam band Twiddle. Mm-hmm. He's got a really awesome kind of like reggae album, but also with a lot of like strong songwriting, like really strong songwriting that Nate from Iatera produced. And then he's got features from Movement and Elevators and Iatera and Chadwick mm-hmm. from Dispatch and Soja and Iration, and it's really great features there. And recently signed this band. Surfer Girl's not on that project.
Oh, no. Okay.
No, he's not featured on it. I was naming people who were featured on that project, not new artists. Yeah. Surfer Girl, but we've been working with Surfer Girl for actually almost 2 years now, a year and a half. Mm-hmm. So not that new anymore to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Surfer Girl for sure. Who also we're doing a lot of collabs with. We dropped the song with the Hip Abduction. Mm-hmm. We dropped the song with the Elevators.
Yeah, I like that
Carter,
song.
And that's
with the Hip Abduction too.
Yeah.
Rolling Up for Two.
That song's doing really well too, and definitely bringing in a lot of fans in that way you're talking about with collabs.
Yeah.
This great band called DMP from Solomon Islands, which are like, in Oceania, like off Australia, mm-hmm. like in that region, who just have like, that was a situation where like they literally just sent me an email. And like I opened the email, like this music's amazing. And I always think it's important to check out all the music that's sent to your email, because you never know what could be in there, like
mm-hmm.
you just don't check it out. And then all of a sudden, what are you thinking? Like, and to be able to hear something when an artist has, such a small, or in their case, they already had a lot of fans, but when they don't have as big of a fan base as it could have, and be like, wow, I think this, I think we can take this, it's like a seed, like how can we plant it into this tree, and to have it at that level, and then think about how it can become this tree. And that song they originally sent me, it's called Long Way Home, and it's out now, and it's crushing. I mean, those guys went from 30,000 monthly listeners on Spotify to like 170,000.
What's the name of the band? DM what?
P.
DMT.
P as in Peter.
Oh, as in P. Okay, cool. As in Peter.
Other new artists we signed, Hector Roots Lewis, who's also like the percussion player in Chronix's live band.
Uh-huh.
Has an awesome project. He's actually singing with Tribal Seeds right now, as their like lead singer kind of for this tour, which is really cool for him to kind of get in the mix into the kind of California scene, being from the Jamaican side. We recently signed Shwazy, who's a kind of an example of an artist who's like had big kind of, pop, hip hop hits in Corona and Lime and Buzzin' and these records, but whose music really fits into like this beach vibe, like this like, this like sit by the pool, hang out vibe. Like it can fit in the American reggae scene, but it's not. And so we've been really fun working on his project. And kind of the first single that dropped on that was called Too Late with the Dirty Heads, and it's just been crushing.
Mm-hmm.
We are working on other new artists. Working on our first album with Anthony B right now. He's certainly not a new artist, but he's new to us in terms of working on a full project.
Uh-huh.
I'd say those are like the most recent last few months
I'm gonna have to check those out. So I have some quick questions here for you. I'll do a little fun. Now some of them may be a little bit unfair, but what the hell. Top selling artist for Ineffable?
I don't know if I could answer that.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of the overall, label and management, Stick Figure is definitely our, he's the top selling. He's sold more albums than any reggae artist on the planet, not named Bob Marley, for the last 3 years in a row. So that one's pretty public.
Shout out to Stick Figure, Mr. Woodruff. Okay. And most memorable concert from one of your artists that you were at?
There's two different answers that pop into my mind. One was 420 Stick Figure headlining Red Rocks 2019 with Steel Pulse and Pepper and The Movement and Ayaterra. That was the first time I went to Red Rocks, and it was the first time that Stick was headlining Red Rocks.
Yeah.
And so it was just like this incredibly special moment. I mean, such a high. The Monday afterwards was just felt so like depressing because you had such a high during the weekend. They don't tell you like, oh, afterwards. So that was one, which was my first like Red Rocks experience, and being able to go in the tunnel with all this, where all the artists sign their names, all that stuff. And then the other one I think of is the first show I went to after not going to a show for like a year and a half during the beginning of COVID, which was Trevor Hall at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
And it was my first show I went to, and it happened to be at Red Rocks, and it's Trevor Hall.
I remember when that happened.
It was just this moment of like, oh my God, like everyone was just giddy, everyone was just
getting
hugging
out of the house
everybody,
finally.
crying, like, and it was just one of those special moments.
So, how about the artist who engaged the crowd in a most memorable way?
Oh, that's a no-brainer. That's Collie Buddz at Cali Roots 2019, giving out 1,000 pizzas.
Oh my God, he did it again.
Yeah.
This year. I just was like, didn't I see you handing out pizzas too?
I was handing out pizzas. Yeah, it's fun. It's,
oh my God, what a great thing to do.
Who doesn't like the guy that's giving them free pizzas? You're the most popular person ever.
Oh my God, yeah. He was my hero, and I wasn't even there. And I must ask you this question: do you smoke herb?
Yeah.
Favorite strain?
I don't know enough.
Okay, we can move on. But I just wanted to know.
Yeah. I smoke couple 2-3 times a week kind of guy.
That's cool. Favorite Ineffable tunes?
So I'm gonna get in trouble by some artists if I say that. I'll favorite Ineffable tunes. How do I answer this without getting someone mad at me?
I know. That's what I was saying.
Well, I think I'd say almost like most memorable almost is like, I think Because World on Fire was like the first song that I ever like worked on in any way in terms of the push of it. It's always holds a special place for me.
Yeah.
The second song that I ever got to work with was Collie Buddz' Love and Reggae. So that also has a special place for me. And then I'd say in terms of, another kind of special place for me thing is like on the label side, this record from Kess, the soca band from Trinidad called Licky Ticky. It's just infectious. It's like you hear it right away. The band is Kess, K-E-S, and the song is Licky Ticky, L-I-K-I-T-I-K-I. It's hard to.
I'll check it out.
Google SEO things where it's like, what do you search? L-I-C-K-Y, this, that.
We might have to fly some of it in under this part right here. How about most surprising artist?
Most surprising artist, as in like people wouldn't expect us to be working with them, kind of thing.
Or that just kind of blew your mind in some way, or either way.
I'd say one answer is the Elevators, because we first started working with the Elevators. It's like they were doing their thing, but they were a very small band, and they've just crushed it for the last 3 years, to go from where they were to where they are now. And just, I'm really impressed with, Jackson and Nick, and the guys are very, they're so good at what they want to do, but they want to keep getting better, and they want to keep making the songs better, and they're interested in feedback, and it's just really cool to see kind of like the growth.
Favorite videos of your artists?
Favorite music videos. I really like the Kess, the same band with Libby Ticky, music video for this song called Jolene. Great video.
The Dolly Parton song?
It's not the Dolly Parton song. I say it's the same name.
Yeah.
Really awesome video that was shot in Trinidad in this fishing village that has this throwback to these throwback fishing villages, and actually had all the people from the actual town were just acting in it, just were in the thing. So it had this really retro feel to it. It's really cool. And then DeMarco, whose album Melody, he directs all his own music videos. So each time he makes a music video, it just gets better and better. And he did, I don't even know which one of his was my favorite. He did a great one for his song with Shaggy called "Do It Again." I actually went to Atlanta when they filmed that one, and the concept was Shaggy's a bartender, and DeMarco slept with his friend the night before, and he's married and he shouldn't have, and he doesn't know what to do about it, and she comes to the bar with him, and then he goes to the bar, and Shaggy's the bartender, and he's like, well, you know what I would do? And then he's instead of saying it wasn't me, then he goes into his verse. So it was a cool concept, it was a little wink to cool. It wasn't me. And then another one that he did too was for his song "Dance My Stress Away" with featuring Stephen Marley, where DeMarco played a pest control guy. And he was this pest control guy spraying the stuff, and then once he got off of work, he's okay, now it's time to go party for the weekend, dance my stress away, kind of the concept of the song. And he literally played the part of the pest control guy on his Instagram for a couple of weeks, and it was hilarious.
Okay, that sounds cool. And how about this one? Hardest working band? That's a hard one too, I'm sure, right?
I mean, I'll just say, again, not to single anyone out or this or that, but to see what Scott has been doing with Stick Figure for the last few years, it's just insane, man. This guy's the amount of time he spends on every single aspect of Stick Figure, would blow people away. The amount of hours, hundreds and thousands of hours spent on an individual song. You open up the Pro Tool session, and there'll be hundreds of layers of tracks just on one song. Literally, you'll get to the point where you can't add another stem to it, because the Pro Tools says, "Oh, this is the maximum now." It keeps on going and going and going. But every aspect, right? The merchandise is so smart about the merchandise and the touring and the music, and every single thing is just it's really incredible to see.
I like their graphics too, the drawings.
Shout out to Juan Manuel out of Costa Rica, who actually he does all of those intricate kind of designs.
Beautiful.
And he actually just did a poster for Metallica, which he just posted about today. It's just really cool for him.
Is there a band that you wouldn't, that you haven't signed that you would like to sign?
Plenty of bands. I can't necessarily say, but I think one thing that's so cool and I'm so fortunate about is there's so many artists from when I was a kid that if you told me now, oh, you're gonna know this person and work with this person and sign this person and help this person grow their career, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have that was kind of what my dream was. So to me, it's always about thinking about what's the next dream. What's there's no limit to anything. There's no limit to any possibilities for any artists. And so to me, it's always about being in these different positions and kind of continuing to dream. And then figuring out how to make those dreams come true as much as possible without sounding too cliche or corny.
No, well, I'm sure all your artists help you. I mean, I'm sure all your artists appreciate you helping them.
They do all the real work.
Yeah.
They do all the real work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah. So, shout-outs. Who would you like to shout out to?
Oh, man. The entire Ineffable team. Thomas, Igor, Matt, Marina, Jay, Anthony, Spencer, Natasha, Casey, Brock, Abel. I'm definitely forgetting some people right there. You know, all my artists,
but
family,
Ineffable crew.
You know.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
I mean, it's a team effort, and it's a team effort where, you know, I think everyone's sharing information with each other, because again, we're doing so many different parts of things. You know, I oversee the label, but there's management, and I'm interacting with all our management clients, and there's live, and there's this and that. And I think what allows us to do what we do is that, like, we're able to, like, take in all this information from different places, and constantly be helping each other and learning from each other, in an egoless way, you know, in an egoless way, and in a way where it's like fun to go to work every day, and it's you know, it's not that, you know, working in the music business can definitely be like a stressful thing. You know, it's definitely not all, you know, as amazing as it looks when you're posting videos backstage or this or that. Like, it's a very a lot of pressure and a lot of stress and a lot of expectations and things like that. But when you experience those things with people that you really like being around, it makes it a lot easier. And when you get through those kind of pressureful situations, and you have the different successes, or you see your artists succeeding, then, like, it all feels worth it.
Yeah. Well, what a rewarding gig you got there, I would have to say. And you know, as a fan, I thank you for getting great artists. So, and thanks for being
thank you for listening. That's the only way this works.
Oh my God, how many times have I streamed World on Fire? My son is like, again? I'm like, well, you know, sometimes I have to listen to it. Yeah. Anyway.
Dude, I mean, my thing is, like, if there's a song I like, I have to listen to it on repeat. Like,
I know.
Listen to it multiple times a day.
Scott has a song called "Sunshine and Rain." You familiar with that one? Yeah, that's such a touching song. Anyway. Well, Adam, thank you very much for joining Cali High today. I really appreciate it. I know I've been trying to get you on here for a while.
Of course.
All right.
Happy we did it.
Yeah, and we'll get back to you. And any updates with new artists, be glad to shoot us a little notice. We'll help you out.
Yeah, make it happen.
All righty. Well, Cali High out. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks,
Have
man.
a great
Appreciate
day.
it. You too.
Sunshine and rain, laughter, pleasure, teardrops and pain. All these can't mean right, but it's certainly true. There will never be a cloud that the sunshine couldn't shine through. So keep on smiling, whatever betide you. Secure the knowledge that this world is beside you, and you'll find when you smile, your day will be brighter, and all of your burdens will seem so much lighter. For each time you smile, you will find it is true. Somebody, somewhere will smile back at you, yeah. There's nothing on this earth that can make life more worthwhile than the sunshine and the warmth of a beautiful